Anthony Davis's injury. I don't blame AD. He can't help it if he's hurt. But the loss, that's the number one reason they lost. They didn't have AD. But it didn't have to be that way, right? It didn't have to be a blowout, as you said. For them to lose in that fashion, obviously blame is all over the place. Let me start here. Dennis Schroeder. I need you to be the second scorer. I need you to step up and give me 18 to 24 because AD's out, and you went 0 for 9. All right, and got outplayed by Cam Payne, a journeyman backup who looked like an all-star at points last night. KCP, I know it was your first game back, but 0 for 4 from 3 or whatever he went. You didn't hit any shots. Yeah, 0 for 1. Didn't hit any shots. So there's a lot of blame to go around. But, of course, LeBron's a superstar. If they would have won, LeBron, even with 25 and 10, would have got the lion's share of the credit. So he's got to get most of the blame. I'm going to go 6.5, 6.5. Now, early on, I thought LeBron started aggressively. And I'm thinking, oh, I didn't expect him to come out even that aggressive. He was shooting a lot early in the game. And it looked like he wanted to have a big game. But maybe the worst thing that happened to LeBron was he hit that 3 with like a minute and a half into the game. I think it was the 10-16 mark of the first quarter. And I felt like I could almost see the wheels turning in his head like, uh-oh, I'm hot. It's one of those nights, right? Because LeBron's not a great shooter, but he's a streaky shooter. And he may have thought, okay, I'm hot from 3 tonight because the next trip down, he took another 3. It was a 31-footer. He missed. And then a few minutes later, he took another 3. And I was like, he's settling too much for the 3. Obviously, he took 10 of his 19 shots were from 3. And, guys, look, I said it yesterday. I'm not expecting the 45 and 15 like he did in Boston back in 2012. I'm not expecting the 51, 8 and 8 like he did at Golden State in 2018. Those days are over. Those days are over. LeBron's 36. He's in his 18th year. No player ever in the history of all the basketball players in the world has ever carried a team to great heights in his 18th year. So we are seeing some age. Now, the injury, okay, that's maybe some bit of a factor, but we're seeing age. When guys age, Michael Jordan did it. What'd he do? Shoot more jump shots. Go into the post, shoot the turnaround J, the fadeaway J. Kobe Bryant, shoot more jump shots. 40% of LeBron's shots going into last night in the playoffs were three-pointers. 40% for a guy that's not a great three-point shooter. And last night, obviously, more than 50%. So this is age. Does it mean LeBron can't win at all going forward? No. Because he's obviously still a very good player and still a star-level player, superstar-level player. He just can't carry you by himself. And Kareem could still win when he was older, but not by himself. He needed magic, and it happens to everybody. So that's why he needs AD. Because he can still, as you saw, put up numbers. He can still run the offense. He can still, go and drive to the basket in spurts. Game 3. Remember, he was attacking Jay Crowder, going to the hole. But he really only did it for the third quarter. First half, people were saying he was passive. So he can only do it in spurts now. So going forward, they need to have more around LeBron. And AD, as I thought would happen this year, it obviously didn't. I thought this would be the passing of the torch where AD became the number 1 guy and LeBron was the number 2. AD wasn't ready to take it. But that's where LeBron is at this point in his career, and the Lakers need to understand that as they move forward and try to win in the future.
I can't say I disagree with anything that you said, but I was a Romanian judge earlier, Chris. I gave him 8.75 out of 10 blame for this because, like you said, when things go well, LeBron gets the credit. So when things go bad, I'm going to give him the lion's share of the blame, and rightfully so. It's on him. He's the big. Look, some guys might be off key. But if you're the band leader, hey, you got to make sure you get them back on key. And so the harmony, so the thing goes off without a hitch. That didn't happen last night. And as you mentioned, LeBron got up, got to the layup, the up and under layup, and then he hits the 3. And I'm like, okay, I'm liking this. First 2 shots go in. Oh, the basket about to open up. and it closed off for everybody from that point on. You remember Keith hit his first shot, the 3 goes in. And I'm like, okay. But then it seemed like the basket got smaller and smaller, and they couldn't make shots. They started turning the ball over. When you turn the ball over and you can't make shots, this is what you get, a 21-2 run. Chris, you remember we talked about it all year. They go through these lulls, these long scoring droughts, where they don't score any points, but they're turning the ball over. Well, if you have a lead and you go through a lull in scoring and you turn the ball over, you allow a team to get back into the ball game. If you go into these droughts and you're behind, you fall farther behind. You're down by 9, and in the blink of an eye, you're down by 30. That's what happens. So they might need to look for even a third option, like what the Nets have, Skip. You know, you got Kyrie, James Harden, and KD. I don't know where they can get that level of player from, but they got to get somebody that they can count and say, you know what? I already got him wrote down, Chris. I already got him wrote down. He's going to give me 20 tonight. Because right now, they don't have anybody on their roster outside of AD and LeBron that you can pencil in and say, going to give me 20. I have no idea.
Remember, the Nets can pencil in Joe Harris. He'll give you 5 threes.
Yes.
You don't. You're a terrible three-point shooting team.
I can't pencil in Schroeder. I can't pencil in Kuzma. Because I don't know what the hell I'm going to get from night to night from any of those guys. I don't know what I'm going to get from night to night from any of the guys other than AD and LeBron. And therein lies the problem. This is unacceptable. This was all-time worst performance. I'm disappointed. I'm disgusted. But you know what? I took great solace. There was another game on that I was able to watch Dame Lillard do what he does.
So you're trying to shift the focus.
I ain't shift no focus. I already told you what happened. 8.75.
Okay. So my friend Chris Broussard, bottom line was we are seeing some age in LeBron. Chris and Shannon, last night was the first night in all my years of carefully watching LeBron basketball games that I finally sat back at halftime and I said, wait a second, is Grant Hill right? Because he suggested in the middle of the second quarter, Father Time is tapping LeBron on the shoulder. It was so shocking what I didn't see from LeBron after that early flurry. And to both your points, he goes backdoor cut, layup, reverse layup, and then he makes the 3 at 10:16 left in the first quarter. They're up 8-3, and I'm thinking, here he comes. I thought he was going to go 35, 15, and 10. Everybody on the show had him with a triple-double, right? Big 30-plus points. Yeah. And I thought,
over 30 points.
Yeah, he's on his way. Sit back and enjoy the show, because I'm still not completely sold on Phoenix, and I'm a little less sold when Chris Paul has another. I think it's a stinger. I don't know. He got a bolt of pain down his right arm again. Then he shook it off this time and made the 2 free throws. Will he play on Thursday? Yeah, he'll play. He'll play. Will he be limited? He may be a little limited as a shooter and a passer. But the point is, at the 10-16 mark, all the way down until halftime, LeBron James went 1 of 8, 0 for 2 from 3, and didn't shoot a free throw. And more importantly, I predicted yesterday that he needed to get to the free throw line 20 times, and I settled because Shannon played devil's advocate. I said, okay, 17 shots. I need 17 foul shots for LeBron. He shot 0. He's been averaging in this series, he came in averaging 4 free throw attempts a game.
Yeah.
In his career, he's averaged 9 free throw attempts per playoff game.
So he hadn't shot 20 attempts total in the 5 games.
Not even total. And he zonked last night. He put up the big goose egg. He never got to the free throw line. And I'm saying that's just wrong, because he looked strangely uninspired to the point of being unplugged. I saw no fire. I saw no urgency, and the team that wanted to feed off his fire and urgency couldn't go along because there was no ride to go along for. And everybody shrank in LeBron's shadow. And to all your points, you can condemn all the rest of them because he got little to no help. He got a little Kuzma help. He got a little bit of Drummond help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drum.
Okay, Drum, he's it. Yeah, well, Drum better be AD tomorrow night, right?
I don't know about all that.
Okay. Well, Chris, so my conclusion is this the first sign? Because I'm talking about the first sign where you say, uh-oh, he's starting to hit the age wall.
Honestly, I think the first sign, I would go back to 2019. when he couldn't carry those guys even to the playoffs. Now, I get it. He got hurt. All right, he missed a lot of games. But remember when he said, I'm activating playoff mode.
Yep.
Right? And they went 8-13. And then he just, the season was over and he sat out a lot of games. So that's when you started to see, okay, LeBron can't carry these